Fang Fengbei is not just Fang Fengbei, he was Xiang all along. And in today's episode, we will witness this revelation and see how she feels about it in different versions of the story. What is more, the fact that Fang Fengbei is actually Xiang is something that can make us as the audience reconsider our previous opinions on his character and start seeing how much more complex he is in comparison to all the others. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dirain and today we continue diving into the drama and novel Lost You Forever, comparing the two versions of the story. If you missed previous parts, I highly recommend checking them out before you continue this video. And if you don't want to miss my next videos, subscribe! The man under the mask is Fang Fengbei, and in the novel Xiao has no doubt about it. In the drama though, she hesitantly asks him who he is. Seeing him smirk, she understands that the one before her is Fang Fengbei. Irritated at this mysterious visit, she tells him she would much prefer he really paid her a night visit. In the drama, she also states that he trusts her if he came to her. Seeing him injured, she gives him some medicine that her father and grandfather sent her and tells him to lay down. In the drama, she stands up as he sits on the pallet. In the novel, things get more interesting. He lays down, and she lays beside him and covers them with a blanket. Yep, they just lay there together, simply like that. She asks who is after him and what he did, though she doesn't get an answer to the latter question. In the novel, she also thinks that Bei is strangely different this time. In the drama, we see the soldiers led by Xuan's cousins search the place and even turn Xuan's room upside down. Xuan is helpless because of the intoxication after taking the drugs, and the soldiers do whatever they want. One of Xiao's mates comes to the door to tell Xiao about the search. Xiao stands up and puts on a robe. She also completely covers Fang Fengbei with a blanket to hide him from the eyes of everyone. After the soldiers, harshly beaten by Anyan and Haitang, leave them alone, in the novel she extinguishes the flames, uncovers him and asks him if he's smoldered. In the drama, all the lights are still burning, and it makes sense from the visual point of view. As Fang Fengbei doesn't answer her, she tells him the medicine should have taken effect by now and explains that she will take a look at his pulse in the drama. In the novel, she simply reaches for his hand under the blanket. After checking his pulse, she realizes that the medicine had done absolutely nothing. In the drama, she asks him who he is. In the novel, she lays down on the pallet beside him and then asks him. The answer is the same in both versions, a question of his own. Who do you wish me to be? And in the novel, we read that he says it rather coldly. Tired of playing games, Xiao answers that he can be whoever he wishes to be. In the drama, she turns away and it looks like she's about to get up and leave, but Bei grabs her arm and tells her he needs to heal. In the novel, they are lying on the bed together, so all he has to do is rise up a little and then move his head toward her neck. He doesn't say anything in the novel. As he gets too close to her neck, Xiao puts her hand onto her neck and tells him to stop. And in the novel, Xiang ends up kissing her palm instead. He also takes this stop as a sign that she won't let him drink her blood and lays back down in the novel. Xiao turns to him and gives him her wrist to bite. Naturally, he asks why he can't bite the neck, and she just tells him to think about it himself. In the drama, she explains further, stating that she used to be a man before, but it can't be the same now that she's a woman. Xiang hesitates. And not just that, he is also hurt. However, Xiao just tells him that he can decide whether or not to take her help. Xiang has no choice but to bite her wrist. In the drama, Xiao looks the other way and we see that the bite hurts. But in the novel, she watches him drink her blood and she feels no pain, just some cool excitement. At one point, he glances at her and she closes her eyes and doesn't look at him drinking anymore. After some time, Xiao feels dizzy but says nothing. In the drama, she can't really hide her state as she begins to fade and falls onto the bed. But before she does, she tells Xiang to eat more so that his wounds will heal faster, and reassures him that after some sleep she will also recover. We see Xiang is concerned about her and lays down next to her, but not getting too close. The look in his eyes is absolutely indescribable. In the novel, Xiang also looked through her stuff, found a pill, and fed it to her to help her recover. The night passes and Xiao wakes up. In the drama, we see her sitting next to the bed and watching Xiang sleep. The memories of him as Xiang and Fan Fengbei are replaying in her mind as she tries to grasp that the careless playboy she knows is the same person as the cold and ruthless general. At first she smiles, but remembering his cruelty toward her, her smile vanishes. Xiao prepares a set of men's clothes for Xiang and tells him he can leave by himself as soon as the healing will be done. And she also tells him that she doesn't know who he should say goodbye to, so she suggests not saying goodbye this time. Xiao leaves and Xiang immediately opens his eyes. He also has flashbacks about the old times when he could freely bite Xiao's neck to drink her blood. And he remembers last night, when she didn't let him bite her neck. This memory is accompanied by Xiao telling him that he's not the one to dream about, and that it's scarier than death. In the novel though, in the morning, Xiao tells Xiang to heal and goes to check on Xuan. When she comes back, she doesn't want to disturb or alert Xiang, so she whispers that it's her before entering. He is still laying on her bed and healing, so she sits down near him and watches him. She thinks about the day she agreed to learn archery from him. That day, she had just sent a box of poisons to Tinshui town and was thinking about Xiang's reaction to her new pretty creations when Bei appeared next to her, all smiles and honeyed voice. When he offered to teach her archery, she was amused and agreed because she felt he was somehow familiar to her. 2 years have passed since that day. During the 2 years, they have been perfect companions. They explored every nook and cranny in Xi'an and nearby. They enjoyed the beauty and excitements this world could grant them, but never tried to hold on to anything. They didn't care about anything in the world and didn't always stay on the light side of things. Sometimes they also stepped into the darkness. Xiao always felt like both of them carried a lot of past pain with them, and it made perfect sense now. It is written in the novel that their pain made them strong, brave, independent, and cold. So no matter what happened, they knew they would keep on living. Xiao wasn't shocked when she was finally sure he was Xiang. She felt like a heavy burden had been lifted from her heart. However, another burden was looming over her now. In the drama, we see that Xiao goes back to her room after some time. She has a new poison in her hand and she wants to let Xiang taste it, but he is already gone. Xiao is disappointed and sad and goes into the garden. In the novel, Xiang spent a couple of days healing in Xiao's room and she came in to check on him a couple of times. 3 months have passed since the night of revelation, and we read that the project that was entrusted to Can Xuan ended up in a disastrous state. The Yellow Emperor ordered Can Xuan to be locked up in his manor and not to be allowed to go out. Later, some nobles from Chenrong sent a request to repair an old palace. It stayed empty for more than a century and was in need of renovation. The novel mentioned that there was a talk between the officials that the Yellow Emperor was going to send one of his grandsons to complete this task. The thing is, such a task would be more of an insult than a chore. Repairing that old palace would require a lot of time and effort. Both Can Xuan's uncles were freaked out just thinking that they wouldn't see their sons for months. What is more, if the palace would have been repaired, it would be one thing. But if something went wrong, the Central Plains nobles would be displeased with whoever was in charge of it. In any case, it was not a very good task for anyone. Anyone except Can Xuan, who was only waiting for such an opportunity. As you see, the novel has nothing about the palace being blown up by Feng Long and Tu Shanjin, but I understand that involving these two was a good move. At the end of the day, we can't have the important characters be absent from the main plot all the time. They also need time to show themselves to the audience. After suffering so much, Can Xuan finally gets what he wanted. He is appointed to go to the Central Plains and repair the Zujing Palace. He and Xiao depart, even though the 5th and 7th uncles were displeased with Xiao accompanying Xuan and even staying in Xi'an. They even dared to say it out loud in the court, but were immediately shamed by the Yellow Emperor himself, who stated that Xiao may live in Xi'an as long as she wishes for as long as Xi'an will exist. He did it on purpose, to let the whole world know how precious his granddaughter is to him. The Yellow Yellow Emperor knew that Central Plains aren't safe for Xiao, and there will be those wanting to destroy her for who she was, or rather who her parents were. After they arrive in Central Plains, Xuan doesn't immediately get to work, wanting to continue his act for his uncles. For about a month, he roams around dining and drinking in a company of two beautiful women. Only a few people knew that one woman was Jin Xuan, Xuan's spy with a lot of connections. The other one was Xiao, his bodyguard so loyal that if he would hand her a knife one day, she would cut her own throat for him without hesitation. Xuan's quote-unquote adventures caught everyone's attention, and the Yellow Emperor even had to send an envoy to remind his grandson to get to work. Only after that did Xuan start the renovation works. Although everyone around saw Xuan sleeping during the important meetings and negotiations and having fun at night. But in reality, Xuan has started the detoxification process and had to go through withdrawal every night. In the drama, we got a scene where Xuan takes another pill and tells his servants to keep his withdrawal and him taking the pills a secret from Xiao. But in the next scene, he comes to Xiao and she tells him they will start detoxing that same night. As usual, I have no idea why the previous scene even made it into the final cut. It literally changes nothing in the story. Perhaps they wanted to add Xuan's addict arc here, then changed their plans but left this loose end due to lack of time to properly cut everything or something like that. The withdrawal in the novel was harsh, and Xuan had to go through weeks of locking himself up at night and suffering the consequences of taking the drug for so long. Xiao stayed with him every night and tried to calm him down with all she could. Sometimes he would even hurt her, but as soon as she started bleeding, he would come back to his senses. The detox in the drama is finished in a single night. Yes, Xiao tells him that they will start it. The night comes, he loses it, trashes his place, hits things, hits her. She tells him that it's her, Xiao. He calms down and she sings him to sleep. And the next morning he wakes up on his bed to find Xiao napping beside him. So beautiful, he can't resist but lean closer to her, almost kissing her forehead. And the episode ends there. I get it. We can't spend too much time on the withdrawal when there are much more important things to focus on. For example, a non-existent addict arc that we have spent a couple of minutes on earlier. Showing that detox took longer than a single night can't be that hard, can it? Just add a cut of a day and night scenes, or start his withdrawal rage and then cut to another one with a remark that it happens a month after the first one, or something like that. I mean, I'm more than sure that there are tons of ways to shoot and edit it in a way to make it comprehensible and not take up too much screen time. But it is what it is. With that, we have come to the end of this video. I hope my analysis brought you joy and made you see something differently, or simply reminded you of the beauty of the novel and its complex view of the main characters. Thank you for watching till the end, leaving a like and commenting. Stay healthy, happy, and take care of yourselves. Till the next video!